All right, I said we were going to talk some coaching movement. So let's talk some coaching movement. It's week 3 of college football, by the way, going into week 4. Typically, this is not the case. But Brent Pry, he is out at Virginia Tech. And if you weren't watching the Hokies this weekend, they were busy falling to 0-3, losing to Old Dominion 45-26. Brent Pry, 16-24 since taking over in 2022. That's the second worst record among teams to spend entire span of the ACC. So Brent Pry, relieved of his duties in Blacksburg, rightfully so. The standard's got to be the standard, and Virginia Tech has a standard. That standard was not being met. VT is one of those places that I believe in. You can win there. Geographical advantages in terms of that part of the country. DC, Maryland, Virginia, the Carolinas, you can tap into Georgia. And here are the teams that you're competing against. Clemson, North Carolina, 73-year-old head coach. Virginia, Tony Elliott, on the upswing, it appears. Wake Forest, Jake Dickert. Penn State likes to get in there. Mike Loxley, Maryland, done an admirable job. Opportunity is there, but they need the right guy. They need people with vision. Brent Pry, to me, was a lazy hire. It's traditional values with high definition focus. Chris Peterson used to say that. I get it. The game's changed. There's probably a lot of doubt there. People are saying, hey, how do we adjust? What does this look like? You can win, but you got to press the right buttons. You got to know where to recruit. You have to recruit hard. You have to put money into your front office. You have to surround the head coach with the right resources. You can win. The name that sticks out to me, John Summerall, Tulane head coach. Blue-collar place. Bring your lunch pail. That's Virginia Tech. John Summerall is he's that type of dude, man. You don't want to meet him one-on-one at Oklahoma drill. I love John Summerall, and he's got that thing rolling at Tulane. I hate even talking about this in week 3. It's stupid, but here we are. But if I'm Virginia Tech, that's the dude. No questions asked. UCLA, they're open. I tweeted about them after they lost to New Mexico. Deshaun Foster, head coach, former UCLA alum, guy that was highly respected, took over a tough situation after Chip Kelly left, went to Ohio State. UCLA does not invest or take football seriously. They didn't when I worked there at Oregon and at Washington as an opponent, I should say. And it sucks because they're in California, an incredibly talent-rich state. They're in LA, a city everybody wants to be in. And you're in the Big Ten. And you play in the Rose Bowl. And I get it. It's in Pasadena. It's an hour away from camp. I get it. And there's worse things to sell. Vision, 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 vision. According to Bruce Feldman of The Athletic, the names being brought up, USC defense coordinator Deanton Lynn, former DC at UCLA. Hard to beat there, given his pedigree. Dave Aranda, Baylor head coach Kalani Sitake, BYU, Tosh Lupoy, Oregon, Tony White, FSU, Tommy Reese, Cleveland Browns, OC, Jason Eck, New Mexico head coach. With all due respect to these guys, UCLA should be a destination place. It really should be no different than USC. But it's about your mentality. You get what you emphasize. So this is your list. And if you don't emphasize athletics, and if you don't emphasize football, and if you don't want to be a killer, don't expect to have a killer program. I mean, obviously, you can tell I'm passionate about it because you got a lot of programs out there that are not squeezing the juices of what they can be, the full potential. UCLA was one. Virginia Tech was another. They rightfully made the decisions to move on from their substandard here in week 3 of college football. But get it right, man. Get some alignment. Put your big boy pants on. Invest. And throw resources behind somebody that you trust and can present to you a vision that makes sense, both in the short term and the long term, and then can adjust and pivot when things change every 40 seconds in college football like they always do.